Hey guys, in this module, I'm going to talk about how to structure your videos and optimize them for the best performance on YouTube. Now, many creators on YouTube are always looking for ways to hack the algorithm so that their videos go viral. A lot of people think that there's a certain button that you can switch on that will make your videos go viral. But I hate to break it to you, but there's actually no such thing as hacking the algorithm. Because think about it, YouTube is one of the biggest companies in the world. And if somebody were to find a loophole, don't you think that they would have closed it right away? And again, even if you can find a loophole, a working loophole, we don't want to just focus on some quick wins because we want something that works all the time, right? We want to do it the right way. Now, before we get to the actual strategies, you have to first understand what YouTube wants. And when you do that, you're going to realize that getting views is actually quite simple and you don't need to hack any algorithm. So what does YouTube want? To put it simply, they want more users. They want more people watching more videos for as long as possible. They want people to stay as long as possible on the platform. So if your videos can make them watch and stay longer on the platform, that will send a positive signal to YouTube and that will trigger the algorithm to push more of your content to more people. Right? So it's really as simple as that. Now the next question becomes, how do we structure our videos so that we can optimize for this viewer retention here? Or how do we make people watch more of our videos? So I put together a list of 5 elements that you need. I have analyzed hundreds of videos from big creators, and these are basically the things that you need to maximize the watch time of your videos. Now, I'm using this strategy myself in my videos. That's why I'm able to get hundreds of thousands of views on my videos. And a lot of these tactics are based on psychology, and it's been proven to work. So first one here, we got the hook or the intro, and then we've got the payoff promise, the CTA, we got a couple of engagement triggers, and we end the video with a cliffhanger. So I'm going to explain all this one by one, the reason we use them, and also give you examples of each element being used. So without further ado, let's start with the first one. Now let's talk about how to write an engaging intro or hook to your videos. Now I want to give you a couple of reasons why this is really important, because the hook is basically that assurance that you give to your audience, telling them, hey, you clicked on the right video, right? And you've got about 30 seconds to give that assurance. And this is crucial because the quality of your hook will make or break your video. And the rest of the video doesn't really matter, because if people don't buy into your hook, they're not going to end up watching. Plus, YouTube makes it so easy for people to click away and watch another video. So your first few sentences here will determine the performance of your video. Even if you feel that your content is really good, but it's not really going to matter because nobody's going to watch it, right? Because they never pass that 30-second mark. And like I said, you only have 30 seconds to do this because once people click on your video, they're actively deciding in their brain, okay, what am I going to get by watching this video, right? I'm ready to click away. And sometimes people are scrolling even while thinking about it. So you really have that short 30-second window to convince people that they're in the right video. So with that said, you want to make it as convincing as possible. So just like when you are watching a movie trailer, right? The trailer is a preview of what people can expect if they watch the movie, right? If the trailer is not convincing, are you going to watch the movie? Probably not. So the better your hook is, the more people will watch your video. And then when people watch more of your videos, they will get to the end of your videos, which you can then hook them later into another video. So that gives you that snowball effect. And that's exactly how you can go viral. Now, how do we actually write a good hook? I've got 5 elements here that you can use in all your videos. So I've studied how big creators create their super engaging intros. And I use this in my videos as well. That's how I was able to get hundreds of thousands of views on my channel. Now, these are actually very simple, but I see a lot of people are still not doing it. So I'm going to go through this quickly, and I'm going to show you how you can use this in real examples. So number 1 is pain point. So this is something that you want to start with. You want to first identify that specific pain point that your audience is facing. So for example, how to create a realistic photo with Midjourney, or how to get more leads in real estate, right? And number 2 is specificity in numbers. So this is where you include a statistic or a numerical data to support your claim. So maybe if your video is on how to lower your cholesterol level, you can include a stat. Maybe you can say, according to Mayo Clinic, 8 out of 10 people have high cholesterol levels. So numbers give more context to your ideas. And if you can use authority like the Mayo Clinic, it will even add more weight to your claims. Number 3 is promise of transformation. So this is where you tell the audience that you've got the solution for the pain point that you just described. Obviously, you're not going to reveal everything in the intro, but you're just going to tease them on that solution you have without giving it away. Number 4 is personal story. Now, this is something that will add more credibility. Using your personal stories shows that you've actually done the thing that you're teaching people how to do. Or if you don't have a personal story, you can use someone else's success story to bring your weight to your ideas. Because having a personal story will actually humanize your ideas as well. So it's not just a theory, but it's something that is fact and it's been experienced by yourself or other people. Now, urgency. Now, this one is important because it gives the audience that nudge that, hey, you can do this today. Like, for example, if you say, these are the 3 steps you can take today and drive more traffic to your website. It's something that people can take action right away. Now let's dive into a couple examples here. So I'm going to give you an example of a bad intro here. So let's read it here. Hey guys, my name is X. It's a beautiful morning here. And in this channel, I talk about how to get new clients in real estate. Today, I want to show you a strategy that helped me get new clients as a new real estate agent. Watch the video because you're going to learn a lot of things today. Okay. So I think this is a really bad intro because you're wasting so much time talking about your beautiful morning. Obviously, you can introduce yourself very quickly, but don't talk about your day. This is not a vlog. Because remember, if you're new, nobody cares about you. They click on that video because they want to solve a problem. So you have to center everything around your audience. And then I go on by talking about a strategy that helped me get new clients. But notice I don't show any numbers here or any proof. And then I say, watch the video and you're going to learn a lot of new things, which is again, very vague and very general. Don't know whether this video is going to answer my questions. Now, here's what a good intro should sound like. If you're a new agent, you're probably struggling to get new clients. According to the Real Estate Association, 95% of new agents struggle to get even one client a month. What if I told you that there's a new strategy to get clients to come to you, even if you're a new agent? In fact, I just helped a new agent. He just closed a deal with 10 clients worth $120,000 in commissions on his very first month. So today I'm going to show you what this strategy is and how you can immediately use it to explode your sales, even if you're new. See the difference? So here I identify the pain point, and then I used numbers as well to give more context to the idea. And I also use Real Estate Association. Obviously, this number here is hypothetical. So this gives more weight to my claim because I'm using a well-known stat from a reputable organization, right, if you're in this niche. And I'm actually kind of agitating that problem. People are struggling to get even one client a month. Again, this is using numbers as well. What if I told you that there's a new strategy to get clients come to you, even if you're a new agent? This is the promise of what they're going to get, of my solution. And then I go into the second paragraph. In fact, I just helped a new agent, John. So this is the personal story that I'm talking about. And he just closed a deal with 10 clients worth $120,000 in commissions. So in this niche, in the real estate niche, numbers are very important because the goal here is maybe, close more deals, get more clients and all that. So numbers is very relevant here. It proves your ideas is good. So today I'm going to show you what this strategy is and how you can immediately use it to explode your sales, even if you're new. I added this just to tell the audience that, hey, even if you're new, this is the video for you, right? And this is basically the promise of transformation. And the word today gives people the sense that they can take action today. Now, if you don't have a personal story, like I said, you can use someone else's story. So you can probably reframe this second paragraph here. Like, in fact, there's this new agent, John. He just closed a deal with 10 clients on his very first month. Today, I'm going to show you what he did exactly and how you can immediately copy strategies to explode your sales, even if you're new. So it covers your story both ways. You don't have personal story, you can use someone else's. And here's another example. So this is a video that I did on my channel that got 100,000 views. So this is the script that I used. This guy makes $30,000 a month selling this one thing on X. And this guy, $550,000 in his first year. And it's just him, one person. And this guy makes 1.7 million last year just by himself. And he makes more money than the CEO of Starbucks. So I'm showing success stories of these three people. And I'm comparing him to the CEO of Starbucks. Right? It gives you a lot of context. And I use a lot of numbers here. And then I go on by saying, keep in mind that he's not running a company with 50 or 100 employees. There's just one person running this business on his laptop with 0 employees. So I'm using contrasting ideas here. Usually, if you're running a big company like this, you're going to have hundreds or thousands of employees. But I'm challenging that perspective by saying that this guy's making more than the CEO of Starbucks, and he's just one person. That is interesting to my audience. And then I go on by saying, so in this video, I'll be sharing exactly what these guys are doing to make this much money and how you and I, the average person, can learn and replicate their success. So if you're serious about turning your life around, make sure you're ready to take notes and let's dive in. This is the promise of transformation. Another example here. So this video got me about 850,000 views. It's been a year ago, but it's still bringing me a lot of views until today. Okay, let me give you some context for this one. A majority of my audience, they sell digital products. They sell digital products on Etsy or a platform like Shopify. So by having a thumbnail like this, number one, it catches their attention. Oh, why am I saying not to sell on Etsy, right? And do this instead. They want to know what this what my idea is. What should I do instead? So I'm kind of challenging that perspective, and I'm going against the norm here. So that's kind of how I frame this video. Okay, so let's read the script here. Imagine yourself selling on Etsy, and you manage to build a business to $200 a day, and you think you have real momentum here. So you're earning about 5-6K a month, and you decided that you want to go full time. So you quit your job, and you wake up, you get an email from Etsy saying that your account is suspended. Now, you might notice that this is kind of a longer intro. So I intentionally did this because I'm trying to make it a bit more like a story because this is what a lot of people experience in this niche. So this will resonate a lot with them. So next paragraph here, panic, right? So you email Etsy back and you get a template response, or no, you don't get a response at all. And now you don't have a job or a business. And this is not a hypothetical scenario, right? I've heard countless stories of people selling on marketplaces like Etsy or even Amazon and have their accounts banned, shut down for no clear reason, and they have zero control over it. And then I have another paragraph here, and then this is kind of my promise of transformation, right? I'm not gonna read you the whole intro, but this is the idea here. And then I go on by saying what you're gonna hear in this video is gonna transform your thinking, and it's gonna make you more money than you can ever imagine. Actually, fear is also one of the strategies that one of the elements that you can place in your intro, because a lot of people can, if a lot of people have experienced that fear in this niche, they can relate to it. That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to make people relate to that story. And this is a perfect story for this video. That's why it's been working so well. And here, why do I go on and on about this issue here is because I'm trying to agitate that problem as well, just to make it more painful, just so that the ideas that I present afterwards will become more impactful. So that's the idea here. So I hope this makes sense to you. You can actually test whether your hooks are good or not by looking at your retention graph in your YouTube studio. Check what your audience retention is like before and after you implement these 5 elements. If you see a reduction in drop-offs and you see a more gradual, instead of a steep drop, it means that this is working for you. And obviously you can also check whether you get more watch time per video. That's certainly also a good indication of improved audience retention.